Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, the day-to-day grind, preparing for fleet carriers, cargo missions at Sothis and Cios. Well, March 26th, was just 3 days ago. Frontier announced that the fleet carriers were going to be available in June. Now, they had mentioned that before, but they confirmed it, that they're still on track for June, and beta testing on April the 2nd. So just 3 or 4 days from now, that beta testing will be available. And in May also, that there'll be beta testing. And they said that the fleet carrier would cost 5 billion credits. Well, I was at the time 6.3 billion, and they said upgrades would be extra, and that upkeep would be extra. And there's a lot of speculation on Frontier's forum about how much upkeep is going to cost. So it pushed me to come out to Sothis and Cios. So I have produced over 400 million in the last few days, or in the last 3 days. Now, normally I could do about 500 million per day, but because of the videos and editing and all of that, the extra time it takes to produce videos. And you can do up to 500 a day if you're not having to create videos. So, if you would, look down to the bottom of the video to the right and click that subscribe button. That would help me greatly with YouTube. Doesn't cost you anything, but it sure helps me. And below the video is the description. At the bottom of that is ways to donate. I hope you'll consider donating. Underneath the video to the left is my YouTube channel page, GFM_RDG, where there's over 475 videos at the publishing of this video. We go through everything from collecting materials to hunting skimmers and stingers to improve combat for someone that's not really combat oriented. We have a series on the beginnings, so for new players of Elite Dangerous, can go through right from the beginning, kind of showing the basic ropes and how to get started. So that's, I'm sure, very important, or it would have been for me when I first started about 8 months ago. And there's working with the engineers. So you can search my YouTube channel for engineers, and it goes through each one of them, because that's very important. See, this is a Python, and all of the, or most of the modules, the critical modules, are all modded. And it sure helps in interdictions. It improves the agility, the comfort during an interdiction. And this game is highly, it leans highly on pirating. So even if you're not a pirate, you're going to be affected by them. So your ship needs to be as agile as possible. Also, the Guardian surface sight. There's videos on that. And that allows you to get a Guardian FSD booster, which adds about 10 light years to your jumps. So there's all kinds of videos for you. And this new fleet carrier It's going to have a 500 light year jump range. And that's great. Now it has to cool down after each jump, so it's not like you can go to Colonia in 44 jumps without stopping. No, it has to cool down between each time. And how much fuel does it take for each jump? And where can you mine? What asteroid areas do you have to mine to get that tritium that it's going to require? So there are a lot of questions still. I'm hoping to be a beta tester on April 2nd, so I can bring that to you and show you some of the things that are required and get a first look at those fleet carriers. And there's many other questions that we're going to have. So until then, show you here. Every 500 million that we pass, I bring you a video. And see, we're at 6746. So less than 3, or less than 4, but a little over 3 million, we're going to surpass 6.75. So that's why this is going to be a video, because we should do that, because we average over 12 million per load that we deliver. So, and sometimes it gets as high as 18 or 19 million. And a Python that has 280 units of cargo space. So let's get started. Sys left. Okay, we don't have a destination set. You can tell I use voice attack. I mapped my keyboard and mouse controls to voice, and some of my controller controls. So I'm really bad about hitting the wrong button on my controller. So the ones that are critical, I switch them to voice so I don't hit the wrong keys as much, which used to cause me trouble in certain areas, especially in interdictions. So let's get started. We're going to go out to Sothis mining, pick up a load, and then deliver that load. Sys left. And we take our oldest, this 12-hour one. We'll do it first.
Landing gear retracted.
Detach confirmed. Regulate speed until outside the exclusion zone.
And we do stack missions, as some people would call them. Is where you have more than one mission. But who would only deliver one mission?
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, let's go to Sothis mining. And you always try to maximize your ship. I have 280 units, so why would I only carry up to 180 units?
1. Engage.
And leave 100 units empty? I mean, yes, I can have up to 7 interdictions. And I have a video on that. We don't have cargo at the moment. We have accepted several missions, but we have just finished delivering a mission, so now we're coming back to Sothis mining. I wish there was more return cargo, and it would even be more beneficial, but it's a one-way delivery of over 12 million from Sothis mining into Ceos. And there's 3 stations in Ceos that we're delivering to. We're not doing the planetary only because of the interdictions. it's a little more of a hassle to try to land when you have pirates trying to interdict you at the last second and trying to run you into the planet. So I'm just doing the orbital stations missions, and there's plenty of those, so I'm sticking to those. New Dawn in Ceos is the primary station that we get the best cargo for, but we're also delivering to Babbage and Brunel Hub in Ceos. I do have to deal with allergies, and that's why one of the reasons I don't have the best video voice, but I try to give you interesting content and lots of content, and just leading by example. Again, we're about at 6.75 billion in our balance, and I'm showing you how to do the same. You build your reputation at each station. If you maximize that reputation, you will have higher rewards on your cargo missions. Make sure you do that. We're always having to watch our sensor because pirates can pop in right behind you out of thin space. You know, you and I can't do that. We can't just pop in anywhere we want to in thin space, but pirates can. And they can come out of super cruise right on top of your ship, right next to the station. Well, we can't do that, but the pirates can. So, it's a few of my gripes, because I would rather the game be more about realism instead of pirate fantasy. And you have ships that try to beat you. Sys left. That try to beat you to the request docking.
Docking request denied. Docking request
Like
denied.
that. So it's a little frustrating. Sys left.
Docking request denied.
Sys left.
Docking request denied. Docking request granted.
And if you play enough, there's enough things that can aggravate you, like aggravate me. Like that ship is the one that was below. It does it the most. It's for some reason everywhere I go, no matter where in the whole galaxy, that ship is always there to try to beat me
Landing gear
to
deployed.
the landing pad and request docking. Now I play solo mode, so this is all computer generated, so you know I blame the developers for all that. As they say, well, it's working as intended.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Like Super Cruise throttle hangs, and you have to loop around to get it to be unhung. And if you paid 75 million for like the Python, or 55 million plus the upgrades, would you put, and if it was real, would you put up with stuck throttles? No, you wouldn't. You'd be all over the manufacturer about that. And it's not just the Python. Okay, Sys left. Sys left. But there's some good parts of the game too. I'm not saying it's all bad. Boom delivery of 72 gallite, and it's going to Brunel. So 29 of 72 boom gallite, which is that one. We take the oldest ones first, and we look for more Brunels that we have. Sys left. There's another Brunel, which is delivery 2 units of Rutil. I mean, this controllers sometimes drives me nuts too. Yeah, there's plenty with Oculus, because I use an Oculus Rift S. There's plenty with Oculus that drives me crazy too. Like it has tracking in the headset, and it loses tracking quite a bit, and that drives me crazy. Sys left. And didn't pick it up. Oh, it must have been another deliver 2 Rutales, because that happens too. That's Brunel. There must be another one. 2 Brunel. So there's 2 of them, which is fine. Take both of them. It just ensures that we go past the 6.75. Sys left. Another Brunel. Boom delivery of 180 gold. Do Brunel. At least we were able to hold all of it. Sys right. Okay. Got about 53 units left. Sys left. Sys left. It's Babbage. There's that other Rutil. Babbage. Babbage. Brunel. Deliver 120 Palladium. Do Brunel. We probably can't, yeah, we can't hold all of it.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
But we filled up our 280 units with a delivery to Brunel hub. So that's how I do it, and that's how you can keep an average of over 12 million per load. Okay, so let's look for more cargo. I like the 2 unit things because you can hold quite a few of those. And that one's going to Brunel, but we're full, so we'll hold it for next time. And you have 24 hours to deliver the cargo. So that's what we're working on now.
Incoming mission critical message.
I don't like that part too. Did you see how it just shot back up to the top? It'll interrupt you to tell you that it's got a message. So that's another aggravating thing that I wish they would fix. But every time I say something, it's always, well, it's working as intended. Yeah, it's a obstacle course that at times will drive you crazy, but that's intended. And when you can watch some of the planetary stuff that we do when we're running around the planets hunting skimmers and stingers. It always your SRV wants to spin out and always face the opposite direction of the way you were going. It's exactly 180 degrees. This is how it spins out. No matter if it's uphill or downhill, it's still going to turn you 180 degrees. So that's another aggravating thing. But you know, I say all that, but I have played for 1,700 hours. It's about 1,700. So there had to be some good in the game for me to play 1,700 hours. So I do give them that. I play Elite Dangerous more than any other game. Now, part of it's because most of the views that I get are for Elite Dangerous. So, of course, I want to give my viewers what they want to watch. And it seems to be Elite Dangerous. I have Ultimate Fishing Simulator and VR Pinball, and they don't get near the views that Elite Dangerous gets. Is this up? But the reason I bring up the issues I wish they would fix is because you're going to run into some of those too, and I'm going to say I'm right there with you. You're not the only one that is going to have fusses, because if you're going to play this game a lot, 1,700 hours, you're going to have plenty of things you go, I wish they'd really fix that. So it doesn't keep you from playing, it just aggravates you. So look down to the bottom right of the screen and press that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Underneath the video in the description, there's options to donate. Please consider donating.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
And underneath the video to the left, you'll find my YouTube channel page, GFM_RDG, where there's over 475.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Where there's over 475 more videos for you to watch. Well, get ready for the interdictions, because we get plenty of them. We get 4 to 5 on about every run. And see, there's one. See on the sensor? There's that yellow square right behind where the center dot. And he says, big haul like that. Surprised you made it this far. Yeah, I've made it for about 8 months. I've only died twice, and that was 2 days after I started playing. So when you die and you don't know what's happening and you're frustrated about it, just give it some time. Learn your controllers. Learn all of the buttons that you need to press. The voice attack. There's the first interdiction. The voice attack really helps, and it's about $10. And I don't get paid from voice attack. I didn't get a free voice attack. I didn't any of that. But it does help, because those side panels will drive you crazy, because they get in the way all the time. Well, I disabled them, and they're all in voice now. There's a lot of things, and you'll hit the wrong buttons when you're getting interdicted. He's come a long way to interdict us. And so those buttons I have disabled, and it's all voice now. Like for alternate throttle. Used to get in the way. On an Oculus Rift S controller. But why would a trader and a explorer like being interdicted all the time? I'm not sure what the entertainment value of that was. So it's number 3. Yeah, I'd really like to unload this cargo, but I'm spending most of my time in it trying to chase an escape vector. And I have videos of 7 interdictions. I think that's the most. I might have had 8 before. And there's not really a limit, so. And you have to watch that center. Probably want to pull out where I can circle around. You want everything in front of you or beside of you. Because they're so close, I like to slow down. Because they will try to throw you into the planet. And the planet's gravitational pull will get in the way. And I like to kind of come out from the planet and go straight into it. Gotta watch that center sensor though. A lot of times they'll pop in right behind you, right before you're able to come out of Super Cruise. And when the pirates are frenzied, like they are right now, I don't... Well, sometimes I use Super Cruise Assist, but it's probably the best thing to do it manually. Because in Super Cruise Assist, you can't throttle up, you can't throttle down.
Incoming mission critical message.
Federal starport, Commander.
Assist left. Practice does help.
Landing permission granted. Proceed to landing pad 18. Clear for automated approach vectoring.
And sometimes we get attacked here at the station. Like I said, they'll come out of Super Cruise and be almost right on top of you, or they will hit you. I've had them to hit my ship with their ship here at the station. I've had them to shoot at me here at the station before. So you just have to be prepared for anything and everything all the time. But my shields are modded by the engineers and they're very good. I have shield boosters too that are modified.
Landing gear deployed.
The most that they take away is 1.5 rings of my shields.
Roger, Commander. You are clear to leave when ready.
So at worst case, I would lose 2 rings of the 3-ring shield. At worst case. So I see that as pretty good.
Landing complete. Engines disengaged.
Like when I'm landing on a planet, sometimes the gravity is so heavy that I don't throttle or I don't feather the throttling enough and we slam into the planet. The most I've ever lost on my shields is about 1.5. So that's good. That's a good thing. Or I'd been in big trouble. And when I have been knocked out of Super Cruise by the pirates, the most they've been able to take away from my shields is about 1.5. Because I max throttle and I boost as often as I can. And we're still not quite there, but we still have some more. Is this right? Yeah, we still have a 180 and a 2, so we're still on track to get up to that 674 or 6750. And I was saying, if you get knocked out, you just max power, max speed, and that puts us over. And you boost as often as you can, and since the pirates use thermal weapons most of the time, they heat your ship up. And I have heat sinks, and I have those mapped to voice too. And so you can cool your ship down so you can get back into Super Cruise, because they'll just keep chasing and firing. Now you can lose them if you keep running max power and max boost. You will, and you can go side to side and up and down, and you will lose them. And sometimes the security forces will come to rescue you, and all they do is stop the pirates, and it's like interrogate them or something, or the pirates will leave the system. But you know, the security forces definitely don't take care of the pirating. They have no interest in eliminating the pirating. There are some missions from Brunel back to Sothis mining. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So for the return trip, well, we can pick up more missions. That's what I'm looking for. Now watch those where it's 6,000 units. I have a cutter which can handle 720 units instead of 280. But that is a pain to deal with the interdictions in a cutter. No, they didn't have them this time. Well, we hit that 6.75 and added another 8, so that was a little over 11 million. The New Dawn loads are our highest rewards, but that was still about 11 million. It did put us over, so that's good. So it's just left. Now you have to repeat sometimes with voice attack. And in your speech recognition, like for Windows, you can train the voice. And yeah, I could spend more time doing more training for it, and it would probably work better. And at some point I should do that. I've done it once through, but sometimes you need to do it more than once, where it is trained to your voice. Okay. So be sure to press that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner of the video, and underneath the video in the description find those ways to donate, and please consider donating, and they're at the bottom of that description.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship detach complete. Follow the greens on your way out.
It's very busy, so we're going to be waiting for a little bit. Like coming into the station, we get priority access, but leaving, we go into queue. Yeah, it banged into the side of the station. And that, yeah, auto docking and auto launch is another one of those. Really? It's got all kinds of issues. You run in, like running into the lights, and it's banging into the lights constant, you know. Boom, we just keep hitting, you know, it's like, really? So there's another one of my gripes. And as you're leaving, you have 5 minutes to leave. Now this is auto dock and auto launch. That means the station is controlling it. Well, they fine you if that clock runs out, even though they're the ones that's controlling it. They fine you, and I've been fined before. So I said, not anymore. If it gets down to under a minute, if you exit to the main menu and come back, you'll be on the landing pad again. So hopefully there's less traffic the next time that you try it. But they will find you, and they'll even shoot at you and destroy your ship if you don't do something. You don't leave. So yes, you can exit and come back, and it'll be fixed the next time. And it gives you a new instance. Yeah, I gripe a little bit. I'm just showing you what to look out for. And when you gripe, you'll say, well, GFM RDG is with me. I'm right there with you.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
But that doesn't mean I don't play. Like 1,700 hours, even with all my rants. I just wish they would fix them. And I know they feel the pressure to come out with new content. Yeah, that's great, and we like that. But they also need to fix the issues. You want your players to enjoy their experience playing your game, not frustrate them. And it seems at times they purposely want to frustrate you. And I don't understand that part. So. But there's plenty to like. And when I recommend the game, there's caveats to that. It's like, but there's some things that are really going to aggravate you. But there's good in the game too, and I play this game more than any other game, even with all the caveats. Now, if the majority of my viewers watched Ultimate Fishing Simulator instead of Elite Dangerous, would I create more Ultimate Fishing Simulator? You better believe I would. But really, the viewers drive what content that I post. It's what you want to see. And right now, my viewership is up about 300%. Since the announcement of the fleet carriers. Just the March 26th announcement. They've announced it before. But just since this latest announcement of it, it's up 300%. That's why you're getting so many of these preparing for fleet carriers videos. Because if you watch it, I'll create more of them. And so every 50 million gained, we create a video. And that's the reason for that. Just left. I mean, there's a reason for the madness. And that's why if you go to my playlist, my adventure, well, yeah, it's just under my adventures. You'll see so many surface mining and skimmer stinger hunting. Or trespass zones. Because of the amount of views that I get on those. It's what you're wanting to watch, and that's what I'll keep producing. Now I do at times produce other videos to see if that stirs interest. Sis left.
Docking request granted.
Well, I appreciate you coming along and joining me on this video between Sothis and Ceos to prepare for the fleet carriers. So I do appreciate that, and putting up with a few of my rants. But that's why I mention how many hours I've played. It's like I rant, but I sure have played a lot of
Landing gear
hours
deployed.
in a game that I rant about. So, you know, take both sides of it. You know, there's good in it, and there's some that's not, parts that's not so good. So, there's both. Probably with any game, you'll find that.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
But I hope you join me for the next video where we hit 6.8 billion. And I'm going to keep making them until the viewership drops off. So if that's what the viewers want to see, that's what we're going to create. So, but it helps. I mean, it's when the fleet carriers get here and they take out 5 billion of my 6.75, then it's going to be well worth all of these cargo missions. So until next time, thank you for watching.